attorney, you have to do 2 years. This is what you can do. You don't, because as a person who grew up watching Suits, you thought as a lawyer, I'm going to be there, hey, my honor,
Yes, you just talk
your
anyhow.
honor, my justice, so you become an attorney, and that's what everyone knows, During that time, did you apply to a law firm? Have you gotten your articles? No one has says, have you applied for your pupillage? No one says, have you applied to this company? They have a graduate program for lawyers, So in my mind, it was always, I'm going to be an attorney because an attorney is, you justice, my lord,
Yes, a litigator,
yes.
basically, yeah.
And even it's that also, as an attorney, there's so many different attorneys that people who are attorneys, they do contracts, never stepped foot in. And it's something that you can't explain to your family when they ask, Usbusiso wants to know his wife, It's like, I've never done family law in my life, I'm a commercial attorney. And for me, I didn't know that difference. But I applied for a law firm. All of them rejected me,
When did you start applying?
You see, I missed that class. I'm pretty sure now that we reflect, I missed the class. I applied in my final year.
No, it's many of us, and I think that's the thing I'm saying. Like it's a curriculum flaw, because I think institutions are disconnected from the workplace. Because even with those law firms coming in, they would come and say da 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 da, but that's it. You never really know that. Okay, if I go to work, this is how I conduct myself. This is how I speak to people. This is what I'm going to be doing on a day-to-day basis. Okay.
And I should apply for law firms in my second year.
Yes, I also started in third year. You're fighting for your life there.
It's too late. If you're applying after second year, it's too late.
Yeah.
Because, you always think that it's like other careers whereby you just need a degree. You just need a degree and you're going to get work. But no, you have to apply in your second year. So for me, it was 2 years too late. So I applied in my fourth year and everyone was like, okay, the ones that are available is 2024, 2025, like there's
the 2 years further. Yeah.
So I had already decided, I'm going to further my studies. Then I think it was around October, I got a call. Yo, are you available? Are you still
looking?
Yeah, looking. I was like, hey, who's this? Who's this? And it was my law firm, Katleho Attorneys. I didn't even know I applied.
That's how, like, if you've applied so much and you're fighting to get a job, you even forget the law firms.
It's copy and paste. You open Word. It's like copy and paste. Dear mang, please find my CV,
Sure.
So they called and it's like, are you available? Yes, I am available. They gave me a chance, went to an interview. I don't know how it went, but I guess it went well if I got the job. But did interviews, and then I'm now a candidate attorney. Still don't know what the difference is,
Yeah.
And funny enough, when I was in school, I hated civil procedure. I hated civil procedure so much. Then I get to practice, and they come. It's like, yeah, who's you? Ngitemba. I'm Ngitemba. Who are you, Katleho? Oh, you're in this department. I was like, oh, which department? Litigation.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. And that's one thing I want to get across, is that just because you have a horrible experience with a subject or a module in varsity, doesn't mean that when you're in practice, you're going to hate it.
Sure.
Because now I love litigation. Even though I'm in a different space, I still keep up, Just don't make those experiences with a course your whole identity.
Yes.
Always open yourself up. Yeah. And did 2 years as a candidate attorney. Yeah.
And how was that experience? Was it fun? Was it interesting?
Has there ever been a person sitting on this chair who came and said, my candidate attorney experience was fun?
Roller coaster is what I've had.
It was an experience. It was an experience. It was hard. It was hard.
Sure.
But it's something that I would highly recommend to everyone. I think it teaches you a work ethic that no other place can teach you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you walk into an office that day thinking, oh, today is a Friday. I can't wait until 5. I can't wait to go get a cold brewski, you know, after this. And then at 4...
There's an urgent,
you know. At 4, your principal calls you. It's like, yo, we just received this. Urgent. Your weekend is gone, you know. You can't make plans. So, but it's that thing whereby, you know, it teaches you that expect the unexpected. It teaches you to work hard, you know. It teaches you to do something once and do it well.
Yeah.
And that's an experience that I recommend people in our legal environment, not only attorneys, not only advocates, anything you do, you know, just have that experience at a law firm. You know, if you leave, you leave, but have that experience where every day the world is burning.
Yeah.
So that experience taught me a lot, and it put me in a position where I am now. That comments I always get is, oh, you are so attention driven, you know.
Sure.
You are good at what you do. And it's because you try so hard. If you have a principal who's going to come back and be like, I don't think you understood what you were doing, you know? It teaches you to pay attention and ask questions at the start, you know. And it's that experience that I know it's really hard getting articles.
Yeah.
But it's that experience, if you have to consider getting articles, go in and do your articles. It's an experience that is very valuable.
Yeah. I always say I compare it to military training.
Yeah.
Like more than just the work or what the content or the material you get, it's character building.
Yes.
It flips the coin, man. I feel like it teaches you to face life in a different perspective. Nothing can take you down. Some days I have terrible because I'm also in-house now. Some days I have really terrible days. I'm just like, you don't know what I've been through as a candidate attorney.
Yeah, because I feel like, and people who haven't done their articles don't understand because they'll be like, yo, work is hard today. It's like, work is hard today.
Do you know what it means when you are the reason why a deal of probably 500,000 or millions can't close because you spelled something incorrectly, you put a clause incorrectly. Now your director is looking at you. This is not fixable. I'm losing a client. I'm losing money. I'm losing time.
Yeah, you might lose your job.
Yeah.
So there was a situation whereby one of the urgents, so we had to interdict an unlawful eviction. So here we are trying to save 50 people's home. I think it's 50 households, so around 200 people. Being human rights lawyers, you know, I was very proud of myself. You know, I was telling everyone, yeah, I saved lives. I'm a human rights lawyer, constitutional rights lawyer now. Hey? Yeah. So there's we got a rule Nisi, and we had to come back another day.
Sure.
I applied for that day as a candidate attorney, you know. We didn't get the date. They're like, no, there's no court on this day. Like, that day you said like there's no court.
At all, yeah,
And
so you wouldn't get that date.
Now the scenario is that the rule Nisi is going to expire and the interdict is gone. The people are going to get evicted. I had to go to court, beg the registrars.
I feel like that's the thing about being a candidate. It teaches you how to beg. Yeah. You beg to keep your job. You beg for those clerks at court to help you. Yes. Listen, you'll be a beggar.
You don't throw away, around, I'm a lawyer.
You don't.
Actually, if you go in saying, I'm a lawyer,
nobody wants to help you.
I'm a candidate attorney.
I'm dying. And Gary, every time you say you're a candidate attorney, everybody feels for you. I think a lot of the people,
it disarms them. Because if you come in with that arrogance that I'm a lawyer, you know, they're going to be like,
you know too much.
You're not going to fix this though. So I had to beg. I had to call judges, clerks. I had to, it was a horrible time. But then I got a call and they're like, hey, this judge says they're willing to hear your matter, but explain what happened. I had to go now, write an affidavit. 50 people evicted, no date. And the judge was like, yes, we'll hear your matter. And I went. It was just me and the advocate that day. And the judge was like, is this the matter where the candidate attorney had to do the affidavit? Then the advocate was like, no. And I stood at back, yes, Your Honor. it was me. I was like, thank you for that, you know. And it's that thing where the judge was like, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, it pushes you.
Yeah, and it put me in a position whereby it taught me another thing. It's never over until it's over.
Yes.
It's never over until it's over. Push, try, do everything possible so that if at the end you can blame somebody, make sure it's not you.
Yeah, that's true. You know what my old principal used to say? In law, nothing is not fixable. So every time we'd panic, he's like, Yvonne, you're going to go to court, you're going to go into the boardroom, you are going to fix it, because in law, we can fix everything. We're miracle workers.
Yeah, but don't tell our families that, because we don't know. Yeah.
No, I hear you. So now, I feel like we've spoken so much, but we haven't gotten to your current role now. Like, firstly, take us through what happened for you to decide that, you know what, I'm not going to pursue this further. And, okay, maybe let's start with, how were boards? Did you do your board exams? Or you were just like, deuces?
Yeah, no, I did the boards. I did the boards.
The boards, they're not boarding.
I did the boards. The boards were done. But hey, are the boards doable? So that's the question. But yeah, I did the boards. I pivoted because I'm a person who always wants to know what's out there. I've had an experience of being an attorney, but now I've always wanted that corporate, because like I said, if you go back, I watched Suits and I thought corporate was the be all end all. And I was like, okay, let me go see how it is that side. And now I'm going to answer a question you haven't even asked.
Yeah.
What's compliance?
Yes, I was getting at that.
Yeah. So when I applied for the job, I also didn't know.
Oh, were you still at articles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I also didn't know what compliance is. But compliance is how do you make sure that you're always in the right? You know? A company has 500, 5,000, 50,000 people. How do those people know that every day we are not breaking one law or another? So as a compliance consultant, we go in, we check the company. Company have things called regulatory universes, whereby it's where they write down their laws, codes that are applicable to them, King Code. Other industries have their own codes, They write them down and be like, okay, this is what's applicable to us. This is our Bible, Then us as consultants, we go in and we check, is it fit for purpose? That Companies Act says is applicable to you. How is it applicable to you? Your retention of records. The Company Act says you have to retain these records for this long. Are you doing that? Do you have a policy for that?
Sure.
Company have policies. It's something that I also didn't understand. What's a policy? A policy is what a company does. How does it do things? If it buys water, how does it buy water?
Yes.
Who do you go to? Who do you ask? I want water. What does that person have to do? What are the checks and balances?
Sure.
So as a regulatory compliance consultant, you check
all of those things.
You check, is it fit for purpose? Is it feasible? Does it make sense? So you go to this person, is this role there? Is this person overworked? Do you have to break down this role and make it into two? So it's more optimally functioning. So that's what compliance does. So we are the fixers.
Yeah, basically. You are the fixers.
We are the fixers.
And you ensure that people follow the rules and the procedures.
There's a saying that I read somewhere that when I'm still doing my master's, I remember in my ignorance saying, why does a company have to follow King? Because King doesn't have any punishments if you don't follow it.
Yes.
So why does a company have to follow it? And the saying is, a company to follow the Companies Act, you're going to be fine. You're going to be 50%. There are things they're going to follow up. But if you follow King, you're going to meet everything that the Company Act wants from you. So these codes and these practices that organizations have, it's how they try to meet their regulatory obligations. Yeah. So that's what we do. We just make sure that companies meet the regulation.
All right. So from what time do you start work and what time do you knock off?
Start work at 8.
Okay.
I knock off at 5.
You work from home?
Yes.
Okay, that's where the laugh came from, because people that work from home.
Yes.
Motho no thoma mmereko ka 3 p.m.
I always call my friends at 3. It was like, my friends are still in practice. I'm like, yeah, no, Chief, slangana. I was like, Chief, I'm still working. He's like, you practice people. Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, a majority of time I work from home. And, if you work overtime when you're not in practice, it's a big deal because I have to pay you more. Why are you working overtime?
Yeah.
In practice, it's... I expect you to work overtime.
I paid you already in your salary. There's an amount for overtime.
Actually, when you pack your bags at 5, you get dirty looks.
Yes.
Like, why are you leaving?
Yeah, apparently there's something wrong with you. Lazy, lazy bunch.
So yeah, I work from 8 to 5. Majority of my time work from.
Okay. Does your role require one to be an admitted attorney?
No.
No requirement whatsoever.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. There are graduate recruitment programs.
Okay.
So you first get taught what the role is.
Okay.
And then you get into the industry.
No, okay. So currently so right now what you're doing is a graduate program.
Yeah, I'm in my final year.
Oh, okay.
Because,
how many years is
I
it?
pivoted, it's 3.
Okay.
So because I did the pivot, they're like, oh my God, we need you. Just, oh my God.
You look attractive.
Yes. So I skipped so many years and they put me in the final because also in Big 4 law firms, not law firms,
accounting
firms, yes. They don't want to put you straight in the role.
Yeah.
Especially even if you have the experience, they don't want to put you straight.
They invest in training.
Yes, they want to make you first understand what you're doing.
Yeah. All right. Okay, love that. Okay, before we were about to close, and I know you said you're not going to tell us, but give us a range so that someone at home can be motivated to be like, you know what, let me go apply for this job. Salary, you don't have to tell us your salary, but like because you see your payslip, so you can range it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good money.
What is good money in Cyril's economy?
Well, we're going to go political again. What's good money in Cyril's economy? It's money that.
Please give us figures.
Okay, give us per annum, gross.
Per annum, it's
above.
It's above 300.
Okay.
Below 500.
Okay, that's decent. We're looking at about my 30K a month, ne? 35 there.
I'm stretching. You know what I'm talking about, your salary.
I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say.
Okay, guys. So if you're looking at a governance and compliance role in an accounting firm, you're looking at something between 300 to say 480,000 rand or less than, but not below 300,000 unless maybe it's a medium firm or a smaller firm. Yeah. That's good money.
Yeah, and also you negotiate for yourself.
You
make yourself attractive. So you might come from school and get more than what anyone, because it's at big firms it's structured.
Yes.
So you might be able to talk yourself above.
Yes.
So always try. That's what I always tell people. Always make yourself attractive.
Yeah.
Always sell yourself. But it's good money. It's not the 8,000 you get. Some candidate attorneys get,
Sure.
And especially if you're lucky to get the role from varsity.
Yeah.
It's going to be good money. It's going to be good money. It's going to set you up.
No, I love that. And I love what you touched on to say it's very important to negotiate for your salary, guys. Don't just take an offer. So when they ask you how much you want, if you want 400,000, say 450,000, because in the negotiating process, they are going to land on 420 or on the 400. So always shoot higher than you actually want.
Stars. So you can fall on the clouds.
Yeah. Hey, Shakespeare.
This was so beautiful. Thoroughly enjoyed it. In closing, what is the season of your life called, if you were to name it?
It's sowing. It's where we sow. And that's something that a lot of people in our field are doing currently.
Yes.
Because law only pays off when you are in 20, 25 years. That's where it starts paying off. So now we have to start sowing, putting ourselves in the position whereby you can, when it's time for you to get where you're going, you are ready.
Sure.
So don't jump steps. And sometimes it might feel like you are stuck. It might feel like you are not where you want to be. So just believe in yourself, work hard. And in Cyril's economy, if you're not being political, you might not feel like that. But one day you're going to look back and be like, that's exactly what needed to happen for me to be here.
Okay, I love that. If you're starting your career, your legal career, or whatever career you're starting, put in, and when it's time, you will just blossom and you will just get a good harvest. To everybody at home, thank you so much for watching. Katleho, thank you so much for honoring my invite. Although you wanted to cancel me,
I'm sick. I'm sick. Please.
But thank you so much for watching. Happy Employment Wednesdays, and do not always remember that you are not alone. You are gracefully anchored. Happy Youth Month. I hope you are the youth that makes the difference. Thank you for watching.